Hello friends of Sudoku and welcome to an expert puzzle by El País. Today is February 25, 2024 and this is today's puzzle from the newspaper. Let's see what we have here. Right off the bat I don't really see much. So let's look at some individual digits. 8 blocks across here. One of these is an 8. We got choose here or here. What's more though, we got 7 and 9 blocking down, 9 blocking over. One of these is a 9. So we got 9 here or here. Yeah, that's funny. I don't really see many obvious singles here. That's a little strange for El País puzzles. We're going to have a 7 here or here though. And 4, here we go. 4 must go here. We have 4s here and here blocking across and 1 4 blocking up. So yes, we found the first. No, so we found a 4. Lucky us. So it seems as if we got 3s. Two and 5. 2 and 5 go in 2 of these squares here. 2 blocks over, so 2 must go here or here. We got 3 and 4 here and 3 and 4 here. So 3 and 4 go in 2 of these 3 cells here in row 3. We also seem to have 2 5 blocking here and here. We need a 2 6 8 and a 9 across here. We got a 6 and a 9 here, so these 2 squares have got to be a 2 and an 8. The 2 blocks up here, so here's an 8 and here must go a 2. Now a 9 and a 6 for these 2 squares here. So now that we found this 8, we can see that it blocks down. This 8 blocks across, this 8 blocks across, and 8 must go here. Now we're going to have an 8 either here or here in column 5. And a 1 blocks here and here. So 1 would have to go here or here. 7 and 3 though. Don't know much about those. Two, 5, 6, 8. We got a 2 and a 5 blocking here, so this is definitely going to be a 6 or an 8. An 8 blocks here and here, of course, so an 8 could also go here. And speaking of 8s, it just occurred to me that this must be an 8, because this 8 blocks here, these 8s block here, and this 8 blocks here. So yes, here's an 8. We got 3 blocking down here and across here. One of these must be a 3, so we will have a 3 in one of these 3 squares here. But I don't know how to tell where it goes. Let's have a look at column 7, shall we? We need to find a 6, 7, 8, 9. There's a 6, 9, and a 7 blocking this square. So it must be an 8. Now, this 8 blocks here, this 8 blocks here, this 8 blocks here. So here's an 8. Back to these 3 empty squares in the 9th column. They must be a 2, 5, and a 6. 2, 5, and 6. Choose 6, 5, anybody's guess. And a 3, 6, 7 here. All we know is that a 3 goes here and this therefore is a 6 or a 7. 6, 7, 9. We know one of these is a 9. Unfortunately, that's all we know. But in the top row, we can do something involving a 7. We need to find a 1, 2, 7, and a 5 across the top row. There's a 1, 2, and a 5 blocking this square, so it must be a 7. Now a 1, 2, and a 5 here. The 2 and a 5 block this square, so it must be a 1. Now we have a 2 and a 5 remote pair here. This 1 blocks down, this 1 blocks across, one of these is a 1 blocking up. This 1 blocks across, so we have ourselves a 1 here. This 1 blocks across, so does this. Here is another 1. Now things are shaping up, finally. 3, 6, 7 here. 3, 6, 7. No, don't know. But now we know that these must be a 3, 4, 7. And that puts an 8 in this square. This 8 blocks down, this 8 blocks up. So here's an 8. The last 8 for this grid. Now we're looking for a 7 and a 3 for these two squares. Look at the 1, 4, 9 blocking these squares. We know that these must be a 1, 4, 9. That tells us that these can't be 1, 4, 9. There must be a 3, 5, 7. And since they are 3, 5, 7, these two must be a 2 and a 6. And that means that since this can't be a 7 now, and we got a 7 and a 9 blocking down, that a 7 and a 9 go in these two squares here. And a 2, 5, 6 go here. So 7, 9 here, 5, 6 here, 2, 5, 6, 3, 4, 6 here. Here we have more luck, don't we? A 3 and a 6 block this square, it must be a 4. Here are 3 and a 6. The 4 blocks across, the 4 blocks across, here's a 4. Now we know that these must be a 1, 9. And since this 1 blocks here, and these two 1s block here, we know that the corner square down here must be a 1. Seven, 9, 3, 5, 6. Let's see, 5 blocks down, 5 could go here or here. So that's no good, not yet. But we do have a 3 here or here, don't we? We also have 3s here or here. So 5 and 6 in the corner, 3 here. I'm not quite seeing it. But now that we found this 4, isn't there a 4 here? Yes, there is. Now we've got 7 3s here. We also have a 7 3 here. So this here is not going to be a 7. It's also not going to be a 3. Let's see if we can solve this puzzle without thinking unique rectangles. By the way, this is also a 3 7, isn't it? Because it can't be a 1 2. It could be a 3, but not a 4 5. It could be a No, it couldn't be a 6, but it could be a 7, not an 8, and not a 9. So we've got 7 3 here and 7 3 here. So definitely this is not going to be a 7 3, is it? And since we need a 7 and a 3 for these 3 squares, and this can't be a 7 3, we know that these two must be 7 3. And that means, of course, that this must be a 5. This 5 blocks up, this 5 blocks across, this 5 blocks across, so a 5 must go here now. So 7, 3 and 7, 3. Let's see if we can figure out what these two then must be. If they're not 7, 3, there must be 1 and a 9. The 1 blocks over, so here's a 9. Therefore, we have a 1 here and we have a 9 here. Now I think we're looking good. 3, 6, 7 here. 3, 7, 3, 6, 7 here as well. But we know this can't be a 3, don't we? Because one of these is a 3, so this is a 6, 7, and the 3 must go here or here, and therefore not here. So this is not a 3, 6, 7, this is a 6, 7. And the 3 must go in one of these two squares, and this 3 blocks here. So here's a 3. Now a 6 and a 7 for these two, and also a 6 and a 7 for these two cells here. 3 and 7 here, therefore 1, 2, 5, 6, 9 here. 1, 9. 1. Actually, this is a 1. What am I thinking about? Well, it's late in the evening, so maybe I'm just not thinking. This 1 blocks here, this 1 blocks here, this 1 blocks here, and this 1 blocks here. So here, of course, is a 1. I'm seeing some 2s and 5s in this grid. There's a 2 and a 5 blocking here. There's a 2 and a 5 blocking here. There's a 5 blocking here. So we're going to have a 5 either here or here. And the 2s are more problematic because we can have 2 here, here, and here. But let's restrict this even further and include the 9s. And let's have a holistic view of these empty squares. They must be 2, 5, 6, 7, 9. 2, 5, 9. This is a 6, 7. We know that because this is a 6, 7. Now a 2, 5, 9. A 9 must go here or here. 2, 5. Why am I not seeing it? I have the feeling that I'm missing something fairly obvious. And I think the obvious is a 6. And I think the 6 must go here. Let me try to explain why. First of all, let's look at these squares here. This is a 2, 5. This is a 6, 9. This here is also a 6, 9. Because we need a 6, 9, and a 7 for these squares. So it's a 7 blocking. So 6 and 9, 6 and 9, 2 and 5, 2 and 5. The 6 blocks over here. So here's a 6. Now this is a 6. We got a 3 and a 6 blocking here. So these two squares must be a 6 and a 3. That means that we have a 6 and a 3 here. The 6 blocks down, here's a 3, and here's a 6. 6 here or here, 6 blocking across here, here's a 6, therefore we have a 9 here, and a 7 here, and a 9 here. These must be 2 and 5. The 5 blocks over, here's a 2, and here's a 5. This 2 blocks up here, so we have a 2 here, and therefore here. And therefore here. Here we have a 7, 3 and 6, therefore 7 and 9 here. The 9 blocks over, 7 goes here and 9 here. This must be a 7 as well. Here 3 again and a 5. The 5 blocks down, here's a 3 and here's a 5, giving me a 5 up here. And here a 6, which puts a 6 in this square and a 9 in this. These were 7, 3, remember. 3 now blocks up, giving me a 7 here and a 3 here. This must be a 7 as well, and now we have a 7 here and a 3 here. 3 and 6 for these two squares. 6 blocks down, here's a 3, here's a 6. I almost despaired, but then finding the 6 down here finally solved the riddle for me. Thank you for watching. Please come back for more soon. Bye for now.